Hi, I'm Carolyn Downs and I'm the Chief Executive of Brent Council, and I'm stood here today being filmed in our fantastic state-of-the-art building, which hopefully you can see behind me, where virtually all the council staff work together in one place right next to Wembley Stadium and just 15 minutes from central London on the tubes. Brent is Britain's most diverse borough. 65% of our communities are black, Asian or minority ethnic, and we have the largest EU national citizens. So we are a place where people like to come, they set up their home here and they put down real roots, and it's a great, fantastic place to work with different communities. So why tell you that? Because when we prioritise work, we put our graduates onto those areas of works. You do not, in this borough, end up doing the filing, the admin, etc. You work on projects of massive importance to the council, to our councillors and to the senior management. And if you come here, you would have significant contact with councillors, with senior managers, and you'd work on really important projects.
I've always wanted to work in the public sector, but it wasn't until after I finished my degree that I found out about the National Graduate Development Programme. And I chose to work at Brent Council because they showed me that they really valued their residents, they value your own continuous professional development, and you get to work with a lot of senior managers and see change in the council, but also the wider borough.
So one of the key projects that graduates can be involved in at Brent is the Future of St Matthews project. So right now I'm in that placement, and one of the key things of the placement is that I get to work in collaboration with housing and regeneration, and I also get to go to public meetings and organise and plan these events and hear the public and the community and how they feel about the project.
There is more to Brent than just the Civic Centre or Wembley, and that is something that the graduate programme tries to reflect. It is in South Government Estate Regeneration Programme, which is a 15-year programme which aims to deliver 2,400 new homes, of which 1,200 offer social housing. One of the strengths of this placement is that it's very different to others. You're not just in an office. You spend most of your time meeting residents, local key stakeholders, key voluntary groups, architects, developers, and so on.
I manage the Leaders Office in Brent, and every graduate has the opportunity to work in the Leaders Office, and you will work closely with the Leader of the Council, the Deputy Leader of the Council, and also our non-cabinet members. This is the first time that many people have worked with local politicians, so it's important that people have structured support throughout the 3-month placement.
One of the most valuable parts of the Leaders Office was being able to shadow the leader and see how he changes his leadership style depending on what context he's in, making the council run smoothly and changing people's lives.
I'm here in the Grand Hall where we host events such as International Women's Day, Black History Month and our staff conferences. As part of my work on the Cultural Diversity Network and Gender Equality Network, I get involved with events that I mentioned before. I've helped organise guests and speakers, I help with registration, promoting it, and this is all part of my work as part of those 2 groups that I've mentioned. So here in Brent, graduates are encouraged to join these networks because aside from our day-to-day jobs, we get to interact with different members of staff and really debate on some really interesting topics. And again, it's another opportunity to engage with some senior staff who sponsor these networks.
The National Graduate Development Programme, or the NGDP as we call it, is a 2-year programme for our graduates. During that time, they have a range of placements across the organisation, and graduates add value from day one. We put them on projects that are meaningful to the organisation. When you look around the organisation, and over the years you can see a lot of graduates who've passed through this scheme, and they're right now in senior management roles and positions, and that makes us proud.
At Brent, I've been working on the IFB project. So IFB is a council wholly owned company that was set up to tackle homelessness in the borough. So IFB purchases properties, refurbishes them and lets them to families the council has a homelessness duty to. So on the project, I've been primarily responsible for the company's new business plan. So this involved working with partners across the council to identify sections that need to be written, work with heads of service and action that work, and even writing some content myself.
So the Brent Civic Centre was built in 2013 and is one of the greenest public buildings in the whole of the country. And as you can see around us, it's all open space, it's all open planned. And so it means you can sit with a variety of people, including strategic directors. But if you do need someone to have a bit of privacy, you can book a quiet room so you can do a bit of individual work, or you can book a meeting room where you can have all those big meetings you'll be part of as part of the grad scheme.
I'm the consistent line manager here at Brent Council, and I look after all our current graduates. It's my responsibility to make sure that the graduates are all met with frequently. I have one-to-ones with the graduates every 6 weeks to discuss the development framework. Within the development framework, we talk about the skills required to become future leaders.
We meet our consistent line manager on a regular basis, and this enables us to talk about our placements and how that's helped with our development. On top of this, we also get to reflect on the skills and experiences that we've accumulated over our time on the scheme.
I'm just coming to the end of my first placement at Brent, which has been a transformation project in the Children and Young People department. I have been helping set up a new service which will work with adolescents at risk of entering care. So we're going to have social workers and family support workers, and then some specialist workers like a mental health worker and a youth worker, and then we're going to have a big network of aligned services.
I am a mentor for one of our graduates, and I've had graduates placed in 2 of my services. I've got a number of different perspectives on our graduate programme. For my graduate, I try and help them to think through what they can learn from the experiences they've had in their placement, to reflect on things that have happened, and to think through challenges that might be facing them in those placements. So I think we've got a great graduate scheme here in Brent Council, and I hope that you'll want to come and be part of it.
Brent won the Mayor of London's London Borough of Culture Award for the year 2020 and were applauded for putting young people at the centre of the bid. My placement has been really exciting. I've been able to work on some really exciting projects, such as setting up a charity that will continue the legacy of the London Borough of Culture programme after 2020, and developing a new website to feature cultural and creative spaces in Brent that can be used for cultural activities. I think the fact that they have graduates working in this team goes to show what great diversity Brent has in terms of the placements that it offers graduates.
You will be valued by us, you will be invested in by us, and you will achieve a lot. And at the end of it, we go the extra mile. We give everybody, after their 2 years, everybody the opportunity for a year's work as well, because we don't want you to leave Brent. We want you to stay here when you come, and a lot of our graduates are staying. So do choose us.
I love the support we receive.
The people here are great.
I really like the local area, there's so much to do.
I love working with my own local community.
I love how friendly everyone is.
It's great that there's so many other graduates on the scheme here with me.
The Civic Centre is an amazing building.
I really like that my work helps people.
Everyone here is so welcoming.
It's great working in Brent because both the people that live here and the people that work here are all really proud to call Brent their borough.